At the beginning of the movie, we see America's research base in Antarctica. There we see Jerry, who is the guide there. Jerry knew everywhere in that area. Jerry had 8 dogs, whom he loves like his own children. The dogs were sleeping at the moment. Jerry was telling them to get up, but they were not awake. He had brought some foods for the dogs. Then the first dog, Max, wakes up. Then Jerry goes to his favorite dog, Maya. Maya is kind of leader of this whole dog group. Then a plane lands there, whose pilot is Jerry's ex-girlfriend, Kate. They both hadn't broken up yet, but the relation of both is a bit complicated. Kate meets with Cooper there, who is a map maker and mechanical engineer. Earth and space scientist Dr. Davik came with Kate. Then Davik meets the rest of the staff. In the evening, Kate, Jerry, and Cooper were playing cards. All the dogs were inside. Jerry was asking Old Jack what to do next, to which Old Jack was also answering, which only Jerry was understanding. Kate asks Cooper about his girlfriend. Then Cooper shows him a picture of his girlfriend, who works on Italian base. But no one believes on his words that such a beautiful girl can't be his girlfriend. Jerry felt that Davik has come here to go to the Dry Valley, but he comes to know that Davik has to go to find some meteorite to Mount Melbourne. Jerry is a little upset about hearing this, because whoever didn't tell him about Melbourne. Davik asks the reason for Jerry's trouble. Then Jerry says Melbourne is exactly the opposite direction and it's the end of January. Means the snowfall will be very thick there. They cannot drive snowmobile there. Only dogs can reach them there. Jerry did not have to go there at this time, but his boss asks him to help Davik, because he came from far away. That's why Jerry agrees. Then he goes out and ties up the dogs. All the dogs used to stay outside. Then Jerry goes to talk to Kate. But a woman comes there and interrupts them. Then, before sleeping, Jerry and Cooper have some fun, and they fall asleep with a bottle of hot water with themselves. On the next day, the dogs, Jerry and Davik were ready to go to Mount Melbourne, but Davik had taken too much stuff. Then Jerry tells him whenever he wants to come upside, then he will come upside from the front of the dogs. Then Jerry introduces Davik to all the dogs. In front of them was Maya and Old Jack. Maya is the smartest, but Old Jack was 10 years old. He will be retired very soon. Shorty and Max just behind them. Max is the youngest among them. Now 2 twin brothers, Truman and Joey, just behind Story and Max. Joey have a scar on his eye, and in the last there was Shadow and Buck. Then the 2 also meet everyone and the Cooper takes their photo. Then Davik and Jerry live with their dogs for their last trip, but go a long way. Sometimes they have to walk on foot, but most of the time they are dragged by the dog. Once the snowmobile keeps flipping over, then next they see snowfields. That means it was a lake, whose surface was frozen. That's why Jerry makes the rope of the dogs bigger, so that the weight is divided and the ice of the lake does not break. Then they start to go from the top of the lake, but after going a little far, the dog stops suddenly. Then Jerry shows Davik there is a leopard seal in front of them, which was seem a less seal and more leopard, which is very dangerous. If the boat will go near them, then the seal will eat them. That's why those people change their path. After some time, while moving forward, they hear some sound from the ground. Jerry stops immediately. Jerry tells that they are still on top of the glacier. They have to walk very slowly, because there can be a crack anywhere. Jerry asks him to drive the snowmobile, and he goes ahead and checks the snow. Then he tells him that he slowly moves ahead behind him, and if needed, he will stop the sledge. As there are brakes in the back of the sledge, they start moving forward. Davik was somehow managing the sledge, but after going a short distance, Jerry finds a crack. He tells Davik to stop. Now they have to turn around. He calls his dog to the side, but Max starts running apart, causing the sledge to suddenly fall into a crack, and Davik holds the sledge and hangs. Jerry immediately goes and grabs the rope of the sledge. If the dog falls, his body will not be found. Jerry quickly joins the dogs, starts pulling the Davik, and with great difficulty, David comes out and he takes a sigh of relief. Jerry tells him that from the next time whenever he comes here, he don't have to come with so much stuff. Then in the evening, he sets up a camp. David says him thank you. David thanks him for saving his life. Here he tells about his son. But Jerry was not married and Jerry and Kate's relationship is a bit complicated. The next day, again, those people proceed on their journey and after some time they reached Mount Melbourne, which was really beautiful to see. The rest of the people at the base get the news that 2 big storms are coming from the south and for safety they have to leave the base. Their boss immediately asks to contact Jerry. Kate immediately contacts Jerry by a satellite phone and asks them to get back as soon as possible. But David gets upset hearing this. He goes to pursue Jerry because he had to try to find that meteorite at least once. Jerry tells him 2 very big storms are coming and his job is to get him back safely. But David requests him a lot and tells him he has to risk getting what he likes. Then Jerry only agrees to stay here until tomorrow afternoon. On the next day, both of them were looking for that meteorite on a mountain. Jerry was making a safe way to go out of the cracks. Even after searching a lot, they could not find anything. And their time was also about to end. But then David sees something and he leaves the safe spot and goes to see that stone. It was the same meteorite which he had come so far to find. Jerry starts calling him to go to the safety zone. But David didn't care at all. Jerry calls him to come back on his footprint, and luckily nothing goes wrong. David was overjoyed because he got what he wanted. On the other hand, they get the information at the base that the storm has become stronger now and that the storm will reach there before time. Kate immediately contacts Jerry, but they did not get connected. On the other hand, those people at the base had left to come back. But then Jerry sees blood is coming out of Doc's leg. He immediately stops the sledge and stops the dogs, and he goes to check the dogs. And David is trying to contact the base. Jerry sees old Jack has a leg injury, but David reaches at the end of a ditch looking for the signal, and until he understands something, the snow slips away, and he starts falling down, and stops at the bottom. Jerry immediately calls him. David was alive, but his leg was broken. Jerry was about to pick him up, then the ice begins to break as he was on a frozen pond. Until they both understand the ice breaks, David falls into the water as well as his satellite phone. David starts to fumble, but Jerry forbids him to stay calm and swim, and tells him to grab the ice on the side. David has not much time. Jerry quickly comes downstairs with dogs and ropes. David was breathing badly. Jerry gives rope to Maya and sends her to David. Maya slowly rises to David, but at a place she stops. But she starts moving at Jerry's behest and puts the rope around David's neck. Jerry tells David to put his right hand inside the rope. David does the same. Then Jerry calls Maya back. Then everybody, the dogs and Jerry, pull the David together, and after many efforts, they successfully pull the David out of the water. But still, he was not out of danger. Jerry throws everything else, puts the David in the sledge. Then Jerry puts Maya at the forefront because he was wiser than all the dogs. By now, the storm had reached there. Max was hiding, but Jerry sends him along with the rest of the dogs. Now they leave for the base. Here in the base, Kate wants to find Jerry from the plane, because even if she does fly the plane, she won't see anything due to the fog. Here, the dogs were getting worse. It was evening now. The Kate at the base was trying to contact them. Here, the dogs were trying to pull them with their whole power to bring them towards the base. Here, everyone at the base was getting very upset. Kate was standing near the window. Then she sees something outside, because the dogs had brought them to the base. Everyone runs to get them inside. Jerry's fingers were frozen. Kate puts his fingers slowly into the hot water. Jerry was still concerned about his dogs, but his dogs were all fine. But the David was still in danger. If he was not treated at the same time, he might have to amputate his leg. His boss tells the Kate to get the plane ready, but at the moment they cannot take the dogs with him because the weight was too much. Kate will bring them on the next trip. Jerry asks to stay with them, but his finger was badly injured. He needs treatment as soon as possible. Kate says she will get the dogs. That's why Jerry agrees. Then they keep Davik in the plane. But Max somehow opens his chain and comes to Jerry. That's why Jerry goes with the Cooper and ties the collars of all the dogs well. Jerry promises Maya he will definitely come back. Till then, she should take care of everyone. Then they start leaving from there. All the dogs were watching them leaving. Jerry doesn't want to go from there, but he has to go. All the dogs were watching them, especially Maya, and Jerry leaves all the dogs there with a heavy emotion. Then we see another base. After a while, Jerry gets up. Actually, he was unconscious. As soon as he gets up, he asked Cooper if Kate has brought his dogs or not, but Cooper tells him that the storm is too big and the officer won't let them to go back. Jerry immediately rushes outside and finds Kate outside. He had to go back to base as soon as possible, but Kate tells him weather has become very bad and their seniors have cancelled everything until the end of winter. Jerry goes to higher authority. He tells that he has still his dogs at his base, but authority tells him another storm is about to come. If they don't get people get out of here now, then everyone will be stuck here. Jerry just asked for a plane for him, the same plane from which he has come here, because he will come back in only 3 hours, but that officer does not listen to him. Now, Jerry was very upset. Kate comes to meet him. She tries to console him, but Jerry tells him that they have tied a tight belt around the dog's neck. It means that all the dogs will not be able to survive in this strong storm. Kate had promised him, which she could not fulfill. Jerry tells her something, hearing which Kate gets angry and leaves from there. Now it has been 4 days since the dogs were tied there, hungry and thirsty, and waiting for Jerry. Now Jerry had come to Washington. He meets a lot of departments and NGOs so that somehow he can arrange the funding to go back. But no one tries to help him, because there has not been such a big storm in 25 years. Jerry gets very upset due to all this. On the other hand, the dogs were still tied. Then due to the storm winds, the base flag goes out. Looking at the flag, Buck breaks his chain and runs toward that flag. On seeing it, other dogs do break their chain and running behind him. Truman helps his brother Joey breaks the chain, but Max doesn't open his chain, and old Jack doesn't even try, because he's the eldest and his leg is hurt. On the other hand, Jerry goes to meet Davik. His leg was plastered. Both are very happy to meet each other. Jerry shows him their photo, then tells him he has to go back to the base. He tried so hard, talked to NGO and Foundation too, but it is taking a lot of time, and winter will start in a week. Then after that, no one can go there for 3 months. That's why he came to ask for help from Davik, because Davik has a good identity in the University Science Fund. He just had to go alone, and in 3 to 4 days he will also come back, because he cannot sleep. He misses his dogs. But Jerry has to see with his own eyes, but Davik refuses to help him. Yes, he believed this is just a waste of money. He refuses Jerry. Davik tells Jerry to forget everything, but Jerry says, can he ever forget the favor of those dogs who saved your life? Davik has no answer. On the other hand, it has been 15 days to the dogs. Then Max sees a bird, and Max also breaks his chain and runs after that bird. Other dogs also go after him. Then Bart flies away and all the dogs are following him going back. But old Jack was the same. Maya tries to lift him, then tries to break his chain too, then asks him to get up with his feet. But old Jack does not rise. Now Maya has no other idea. That's why she licks him and says goodbye and goes after the rest of the dogs, and the old Jack is left alone. Then they chases all the birds, reaching their flock, but due to the fear of the Max, birds fly away and sit in another place. Then Maya comes there. She sends the rest of the dogs in the other direction and makes Max sit there because he often messes up. All the dogs go to one side of the flock and Maya goes from the other side. Then Maya slowly moves towards the herd. That's all the dogs were waiting for her signal. Then Maya runs towards the flock while barking, and the other dogs also start running. The birds start flying, but from the other side, the other dogs comes. And before they fly, They hunt 3 or 4 birds. Then all the dogs bring birds, put them one by one in front of Maya. Maya picks up one bird and everyone else was eating something after so many days. But nothing to Max was found. But Shorty shares his food with Max. On this side, Jerry had come to his house, but he was still very upset. He was missing his dogs very much. On the other hand, it has been 50 days, while the dogs has survived. Now the winter has also started, and the water of Antarctica started freezing. One night, the dogs see colorful lights in the sky, which was coming to the ground. Max starts playing with that light. Seeing him, other dogs also starts playing with him. Maya was refusing all, but Joey too much was excited. He had come to the end of the slope. Then as soon as he jumps, the ice on the shore breaks and Joey falls straight down. Everyone goes and sees him, but Joey was not able to get up. Everyone is near him. Joey was still alive, but he could not get up. His brother, Truman, sits with him. Now the next morning, everyone wakes up. Maya was with Joey, but Joey was dead. Truman starts licking his brother and tries to lift him, but Maya understood. Nothing can happen now. They have to leave and everyone else starts following her. But Truman and Max were the same. Then Truman follows Maya and the rest of the dogs goes behind. But Max again sits down near the Truman. Maya waits for Max to come ahead, but he doesn't come. That's why those people move forward. Then Max moves towards them. But he couldn't see any of them due to the mist and the fog. He even gives them a voice, but there is no answer. Now, poor Max was left alone, and he is the youngest. On the other hand, we see Jerry. He was teaching kids to ride a boat. Then Kate comes to meet him. Her dog was also with her. Then both of them start talking. Because Jerry was not answering his calls, she tells she is dating an engineer. Then she asks Jerry to move on. Because of whatever happened, Jerry considers himself responsible for what has happened. Then the next day, Jerry goes to meet someone. He meets Mindo, who is a dog trainer. Jerry apologizes to him because those dogs were all belongs to Mindo. He raised them by their childhood. Jerry says he does not understand anything. What should he do now? Then Mindo tells him a story of his father. Once his father was attacked by a bear. He was accompanied by 6 dogs. 2 dogs were killed while trying to rescue him, and 4 were missing. After recovering, he went to seek those dogs, says Mindo. That's why his dad went for the dogs, because he used to respect the dogs. He says, do things so that you can be proud of yourself. Jerry gets a new enthusiasm after hearing this. He prepares to leave immediately. Then he received an invitation from Davik, because Davik was about the award from the National Science Board to find that meteorite. Here it has been 133 days while the dogs has been survived. They were still looking for food. Then Maya hears the sound of slamming the door. Everyone starts running towards that slide. There was a small base in front of them. All the dogs go inside because the door was opened. They got some food items inside. Everyone was resting after eating food, but Maya was a little worried, maybe for Max. On the other side, we see Max. He comes back to the base, but the base was closed, and there he does not find any one of them. On the other hand, Davik is honored to find that meteorite. He thanks all the people. Jerry congratulates him and tells that he is going to New Zealand today. He has got transport till halfway and he will see half of it after reaching there. Davik says, why is he doing this? Then Jerry speaks to him. He has to take risk. Seeing Jerry's so much love and courage for those dogs, Davik got stuck in his thoughts. When he comes to his son at the night, his son has made some drawings of those dogs. Later, Davik sees the file of another project, for which some funds were also going to be given to him. On the other hand, the dogs had been 152 days. We see Max. He was wandering in search of food. He reaches the place where the Davik fell and broke his leg. Down there, he sees a whale's corpse. Means a lot of food is available there. Max immediately runs towards the whale and starts eating whale meat. But then a leopard seal comes out and attacks him, and Max runs away from there in fear. When he looks up, there Maya comes, and the rest of the dogs were also with her. Maya tells her to do something. Max daringly goes to the well, where the seal was eating him. Max goes to the whale and bites a peach. Then the seal growls on him. Then Max starts running from there. The seal follows him from inside the water. Then all the dogs come down and start eating the whale. Leopard seal chases Max for a long time but returns later. All the dogs were eating whale meat. But the seal was back. She comes out and grabs Maya's leg. All the dogs get scared and run upstairs. Then Max comes towards running and climbs on the top of the seal and starts biting him. Seeing it, the other dogs also comes there and attack the seal. Due to this, the seal runs away from there in fear. But Maya was badly injured in all this. But still Maya started to walk on 3 legs, starts eating the whale, and seeing it, the rest of the dogs also starts eating. On the other hand, Jerry had arrived in New Zealand. He talks to the boat captain to take him there, but no one was wanted to go there. And Jerry didn't even have enough money to take a big boat. Then somebody sends a drink for him. When he sees it was Kate, Jerry goes and meets her. He didn't know that Kate is doing here. But there was not only Kate but Cooper as well. And Javik also came there with them. In fact, he had somehow raised funding for Jerry and had also arranged to go to his base. Jerry is very happy to know that. Then those people come to a chopper whom Kate flies. On the other hand, now it was difficult to walk with Maya. She sits down at the place and other dogs also stay there with her. On this side, all came in a very big ship by the chopper. That ship is about to reach them in Antarctica. Jerry meets Kate in the night. Kate tells him that when they will reach at the base, then maybe they will find only corpses of dogs. But Jerry had to do this for himself and his dogs. Then Kate tells him that she did not talk to engineer. Then Jerry is very happy to know this. On this side, Maya's condition was getting very worse. The next morning, a storm comes. Maya was sitting in the same place and no one leaves her. On the other hand, Jerry and his team are moving forward, breaking the ice with the powerful ship. Well, those people are somehow passing their time, because they are just 100 miles away from the base. But the ship cannot break a huge ice. The captain of the ship puts all the power of the ship, but that ice does not break. That's why they all go down and see that ice was thick as 6 meters. That means they can't go any further. The captain of the ship also refuses to go ahead. Now they did not understand what to do next. Then Cooper tells once he made a map. He went to the Italian base where he found his girlfriend. Actually, he has an idea. He shows they can't go forward and the chopper can't go ahead to the base. But the Italian base is half of the distance from there, and the Italian base has the fastest snow cars. They will go to the Italian base to the chopper, take the cars from there and go their base. This idea is liked by all. Then the choppers were prepared and fly to the Italian base. It has been 175 days for the dogs on this side. Buck is still stayed with Maya. Max and the rest of the dogs brought the hunt. Max puts his prey in front of Maya, but Maya picks up the prey and puts the prey in front of Max. Seeing this, other dogs also put their prey in front of Max. It means Maya made Max the leader, because she knows now it is difficult to alive. Max picks up the bird and gives it to Maya. And the rest of the dogs takes their share of prey, but Maya was not eating anything, and Max also sits down in front of her. On the other hand, Jerry and his team reach the Italian base. Cooper takes the battery to start the cars. Jerry and Davix clear the snow there. Inside the base, he finds the car keys, as well as a photo, which the Cooper picks up. He starts the car with the help of a battery and takes it out. When everyone comes in, the Cooper showed them the photo of himself and his Italian girlfriend, by which everyone was very surprised to see, because everyone thought Cooper was lying about it, because his girlfriend was so beautiful and hot. Then they leave for their base. On this side, everyone was sitting with Maya, because he was just in her last time. On the other side, the whole team was moving towards the base. They travel for many hours and finally reach their base. Max hears the sound of the cars. He tries to lift Maya, but Maya is unable to get off. Here, Jerry comes to the base. He sees chains of dogs in front. He dares to see them. Everyone was very sad. When Jerry sees the first chain, it was all to Jack. Jerry starts crying, but when he sees the next chain, it was broken, and all the other chains broken too. Jerry realizes that they all got released. They freed themselves. Then they hear some sound. Jerry looks at the front. Then after a while, Max comes there. Then the other dogs also follows him. On seeing them, Jerry runs towards him, and all the dogs runs towards him, and Max directly hugs Jerry. And after so many days, Jerry meets his dogs. There is no place for his happiness. Everyone else were also very happy. Buck starts licking Cooper, then Jerry sees everyone. He was very happy that so many dogs were saved in all of them. Then they starts preparing to leave from there. Everyone gets into the car, but Max was not coming into the car. He runs to the other side. Jerry also starts following him. Then Jerry sees Maya at a distance. That means Max has brought him to Maya. Jerry walks up to her. Maya was not moving. Jerry starts crying because Maya took care of everyone else. When Jerry touches Maya, Maya wakes up. Jerry gone very happy because Maya was still alive. Everyone see that Jerry is bringing Maya. Everyone is very happy. Jerry tells that Maya will be fine very soon. Now everything is fine between Jerry and Kate too. Then with all happiness they happily leaves from there, and they built all the jack scrape, and nearby Joey's belt was also tied on it. And with this scene the movie also completes here. Thank you so much for watching.